Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Thursday's Literacy with Ms Harkins. It is Thursday, so it's another writing focus, and today you're going to be writing your narrative. You're going to be writing your story that you started to plan yesterday. Your learning intention today is to write a narrative. You will know if you have been successful at writing a narrative if you have been able to do these things. I can write a narrative that includes a title, sizzling start, orientation, which is the who, when, and where on your planning sheet, that's under the backfill section, a complication, series of events, and a resolution. I can entertain the reader. Make sure that your reader is being entertained. Do not put your readers to sleep. You want to entertain them, not bore them. I can turn my planning into a writing piece that includes descriptive detail and paragraphs. So here is the writing prompt that Miss Coleman gave to you. So I don't need to go over this. What you had to do is you had to imagine that a character found an object that made something amazing happen. So you were able to use some of these characters and these objects, or you could make up your own. So yesterday you had to think about the characters and where they are, the complication or the problem to be solved, and how the story will end. So because you've already done all your planning, today's task could be quite easy. So here, remember to plan your story before you start. So that's what you did yesterday. You have already planned where your story was starting from your sizzling start to where it was going to end and all the things in between, the pebble, the rock, and the boulder. So you need to choose your words carefully. In the other planning sheet with the character description and the setting description, you should have already started to brainstorm some of your descriptive words that you were going to use on there. Today you need to make sure that when you're writing your narrative, you're writing it in full sentences. When you did your planning, it was just dot point. But today you're going to be writing in full sentences. You need to make sure that you pay attention to your spelling, your punctuation, and paragraphs. Every new part of the story should be in a paragraph. So you would have your sizzling start in a paragraph. Then your orientation, the who, the when, and the what, the who, the what, and the where, that would be in another paragraph. Then you'd have your pebble in a paragraph, your rock in a paragraph, and so on. You need to check and edit your writing. So today, once you've finished writing, you need to give it a quick check over. But then tomorrow we're actually going to give you time to edit your piece. So today you're writing your first copy, and then tomorrow you're going to be editing. So here I have got Jackson in my class. This is his planning sheet that he has done. So he's already done all the hard work. So he's come up with his sizzling start. This door keeps on coming off, Mum. Can we get a new door? This one keeps coming off. So he has used dialogue in his sizzling start. Then he has filled in his backfill, the who, the what, and the where. So the orientation. There's a Gavin de Monster and Kyle and his mum and dad. There is the never-ending room setting and Kyle's house. So we know who's in the story and we know where the story is set. You can also include there what's happening. Oops. The pebble. So remember, the pebble is the first problem. It's only a small problem. So Carl's door kept coming off. Then the tension, it builds up. It gets more suspenseful. Carl gets trapped in the never-ending room. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen next? Carl fights the Governor monster. Oh, so the tension is building up. The problem's going from a smaller problem to a medium problem to a big problem. There's a big issue. There's a boulder. If someone threw a boulder at you, it would knock you over. This is a big problem. So the exciting ending, Carl defeats the Governor monster and finds a book and goes back home. The emotional wrap-up. "Hello, Mum," said Carl. "Carl, where have you been?" It's been 10 years, says Carl's mum. Oh, so in Jackson's story, he's already planned that the main character has been gone for 10 years. He's gone into that room for 10 years. So Jackson, from his planner, we know how it's going to start. And the sizzling starts, so the tension starts off here. Then it drops back down to the orientation, the pebble, the rock, the boulder. So it builds up, the excitement builds up. It gets really, really big. Oh, and then it's safe. The end. Here I've also included, Jackson's done great stacks, used stacks to describe his character really, really well. So the size of his character, it's as big as a 5-story building. I like it. He's used a simile. There's lots of descriptive words in here that's going to help him today write his narrative. The hearing, sometimes you will hear the voice of the Governor monster trying to break out. So what I would have said to Jackson is, what is that sound? Ooh! What words would you use for this sound? I'm trying to get out. How do you actually write that so that your reader can imagine that in their head and the feeling? So as someone's reading this, they're probably going to feel scared. And I'm just looking at what they're going to see. A mirror, 6 bookshelves in one stand. There's 2 stands, 2 round crystals. So Jackson started to tell us some of the things that his reader is going to see in this story. So what Jackson has to do now is he needs to take all of these dot points and he needs to turn his sizzling start into a detailed paragraph, the backfill into a detailed paragraph. We're not going to use subheading, so it's not going to say sizzling start. You'll just start from, this door keeps coming off, Mum. Then you'll leave a line. Then you'll start your orientation. You'll leave a line. Then it will be your pebble. Leave a line. And so on. Remembering that every paragraph should include at least 3 detailed sentences as a minimum. A minimum. Okay, this is your checklist for today. You need to watch today's video with me, which you're doing. Have yesterday's planning sheets out and next to you. You have to use your planning from yesterday. If you didn't do yesterday's planning, you need to plan for your narrative first and do yesterday's work first. Use a sharp grey lead pencil and your writing book or lined paper. Be organised. Have your tools to support your writing out. So if you have a thrust chart and you use that, get your thrust chart out. If you use your high frequency word lists, and you're someone that struggles with high frequency words, get that list out. If you use a dictionary, get that out. Get all the things out at home that are going to help you be successful with your writing. Write a narrative that includes a title, sizzling start, orientation, a complication, series of events, and a resolution. Your writing includes descriptive detail and paragraphs. Lots and lots and lots of descriptive words. You need to make sure that in your reader's head you have created a movie. To do that, you need to describe what they're hearing and seeing and feeling. Your writing entertains the reader. It has to be entertaining. Don't make it boring. Your work is neatly presented, so we're expecting your neatest handwriting. And yes, this does have to be handwritten. I'm going to say it again. This must be handwritten. This must be handwritten. This must be handwritten. Okay, I think I've said it 5 times. Today's work has to be handwritten. Take a clear photo of your work and send it to your teacher. You need to double check you have completed all the tasks to the best of your ability. Sorry, that's my alarm going off. And then your extra task today is to complete 20 minutes of Read to Self using a good fit book, or a Whooshka reader, or Epic. Those people in my class, you won't be able to use your Whooshka readers yet. Okay, boys and girls, good luck with writing your narrative today. Oh, the one thing I have forgotten to put in is that you've got 40 minutes. You've only got 40 minutes to do this. So you need to set a timer for 40 minutes. Okay, good luck.